My dear people of Southern Cameroons, my dear people of Ambazonia, I bring you revolutionary greetings this 15th day of the year of our Lord 2019. Well, you can see I'm smiling because when I looked at the comments on my past outing, I saw someone said, "Oh, it looks like our brother Mr. Akuro is not happy because it would appear the discussions at the the informal discussions at the UN Security Council did not quite match their expectations." And I just went into a fit of laughter. I said, "You should expect agents of La République du Cameroun at every given point to interpret everything in every way, in any way that they really deem fit, just because they want to break the morale of our people." My dear people, let me assure you, everything went on at the UN Security Council just the way we, the people of the Southern Cameroons, we, the people of Ambazonia, expected. And trust me, I have pointed out here that just the fact that the humanitarian situation in our country was being discussed was already a very, very big step ahead. And I want that there was not going to be any resolution at the end of that meeting because it was informal, and that at the end of that meeting, from a bilateral point of view, most of those countries are going to be doing their own things. And then eventually, it could happen again that they come back to the multilateral point, to the multilateral level, to do things again, in unison and in coaction. So what I want to say is we have to be rest assured that the world has taken note of our plight. The world is listening to us. The world is right now actually living the whole situation on ground zero, minute by minute, like us. And so they are getting more and more informed of the exact situation on the ground. I have never been more optimistic than I really am right now. Now, the thrust of our discussion of today was not basically about the holding of the informal session of the UN Security Council on the humanitarian situation in the Southern Cameroons. I've come here today to raise funds. I've come here today to talk about money. My dear people, I know sometimes when you listen and then they start talking money, you start saying, "Oh, those people, they always come talking about money." But today, I am not shy to talk about money because I want all of us to understand that our revolution is at a very important point today. That it will either break, meaning we'll either make it, or we decide at this point right now to mar it. After losing thousands of people, after having hundreds of thousands others as refugees around the world, and having close to 2 million others living in the forest in very bad conditions, with mosquitoes, with snakes, with all kinds of wild animals, without potable drinking water, exposed to all kinds of diseases. My dear brothers and sisters, this is the time for us to know that we need money today more than we had needed it even at the start of this revolution. And I want to explain to you why. While a lot of our people have settled down and are not understanding clearly what happened on the 13th of May, La République knows it. La République du Cameroun knows exactly that what happened on the 13th of May in New York is the beginning of the end of their colonial era in Southern Cameroons. And that is why, to make sure they don't give the chance to the world to help us out of bondage, they have upped their game. They are doing everything imaginable right now. You want to know? Ask our boys and girls who are volunteering on ground zero. The tension, the heat, and the everything. And that is instead the time that some of us think we should go to bed to sleep. No, people, we can't rest on our laurels at this moment. At the SCLC, we are doing everything possible to keep this revolution alive. Everything possible to give assistance where it is needed. Everything possible to extend a hand where people need a push to be able to push this revolution forward. But we can't do that successfully without money. When I come here and I say, you as us work together, let us support you to work together. We have done that. We have set up a common treasury. My dear people, today I am coming to announce to you that within the next 3 days, we absolutely, I mean, we absolutely need not less than $200,000 to lift a feat that is extremely important before us. I had said here before that at the SCLC we are under oath. We will not come here to announce the things that we are doing again, because this is where La République du Cameroon waits to get information. They know that our people like us to explain a lot of things on social media, and they pick information from there. We have decided, I say and laugh because I know they are starving. We have decided to starve them. We will no longer please them. But my dear brothers and sisters, I've come here today to announce that as I finish this discussion, go to the comment section. The first message you see pinned to the top will be the account details of our joint treasury. Make sure put money in that account today. Today. You who are not able to put today, put tomorrow. You who are not able to put tomorrow, put the day after tomorrow. Make sure within the next 3 days, you must have put in something. You can't be expecting results from us, and yet you tie our hands and don't want us to work. My dear people, there are already a lot of you out there who are contributing. Even this morning, when I got up, I was getting reports from some board members that they got up this morning and realized that through the night, quite some people visited the account details and did some work. Congratulations. Kudos to you. But don't end at yourself. Make calls to others. Ask them, have you put in something? I know that even as I'm speaking now, some will say, oh, you know, we'll come through our LGA by LGA because that's where we are putting money. My dear people, right now, we are facing a national ill. We are attacking a problem at a global level. I mean, at a global level. So it is difficult for us to want to give it a local remedy. My dear brothers and sisters, arise now. Do what you have to do. Do not say tomorrow that we did not inform you. La République du Cameroon is multiplying every effort. You can see that sent the Prime Minister, he has become a town crier, running from market to market, standing in the streets and trying and shouting like, I don't know what. You look at the colonial mayor of Boya, could not resist even yesterday to go breaking shop to say, whether I like it or not, you must go out. In the end, they were able to force a lot of people to go there and stand there, even against their will. Push some. If you don't chant, you are in trouble. To chant the Prime Minister because you want to send images to the world. What are we doing? We are sitting in the comfort of our homes and hoping that something will just happen overnight. My brothers and sisters, we have fought for long. A lot of our boys and girls have given their lives in the hope that in the world beyond, they will be happy to see Southern Cameroons free and independent. My dear brothers and sisters, what are we going to tell them if we fail them at this point in time? No amount of money is small. Visit that account today. Put in your money. Even as you prepare seriously to be out there on the 20th of May, wherever you are around the world. You can choose to organize your event on the 19th or on the 21st, but it must be between the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st of May. But we even love it to be on the 20th of May, so that all over the world, images will come from everywhere to show the people our determination. I'm delighted to announce that our people in Toronto, in Canada, have decided that they will do theirs on Sunday the 19th. And they're inviting everybody in Canada, or rather in Toronto, to be out there, to go there with children, with neighbors' children, with every other person you can invite. Because at the end of that, they even hope to have some little entertainment, some little refreshment to replace the energy that they would have put in. Our people on Ground Zero are doing all the sacrifice, paying even with their lives. We shall not stand aloof. Gather all Ambazonians, gather friends of Ambazonians, gather the sympathizers of Southern Cameroonians. Everywhere you are, make sure they join you. Even as you are contributing, call your friends, call your neighbors, call your relatives to contribute. The countdown towards attaining that $200,000 in 3 days has just begun. Make sure you are a part of it. If you have difficulties in contributing, the account credentials come with a Zelle number, with a Cash App number. You can call that number. When you call that number, you'll get at least onto a board member of our joint treasury of the ARF, and they will be available to respond to you. So on your marks, set, let's launch the contributions. To God be the glory.